Hi, good evening. It's evening on my end. How is your weekend going so far? As I promised, I said I was going to do a second video on some selected insurance companies listed on the NGX, that's the Nigerian stock market. So a few weeks ago, or sometime last week, actually, the week we just closed out, I had walked through a couple of numbers, but obviously insurance companies have been in a frenzy since the president or news of the president signing the act filtered through. I'm yet to get a gazetted copy. I'm trying to lay my hands on a gazetted copy of the act. It could take a couple of weeks. But once I get a gazetted copy, then I can then give a bit of color around the act and all that. So these are the H1 2025 numbers. At some point, I probably, if the last page I have isn't too clear, I'll go to my Excel sheet. So before we dive in, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It helps with the channel. Thank you for all the amazing comments. I'll keep them coming. I see your requests. Those that I can answer as long as it's not investment advice or as long as I don't interpret it as looking like investment advice. I try to answer. Once we're done with earnings, sometime next week, I'll probably do, beginner stuff, how to analyze a stock, what to look out for, and all that. So, and please note that this is not financial or trading advice. These are just my thoughts on these companies. So do not, and you should not, or even decide to make investment decisions based on someone else's analysis. You need to do it. It doesn't matter how competent the person is or how much you trust their judgment. When it comes to investments like stocks, you need to do it for yourself. Um, so let's dive in. As requested, people asked me to break down numbers one by one. So I think I have about 8 firms here, and I'll just run through them, so I can be able to use this same video for LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a 15-minute time limit, so in some ways I'm racing against time. Linkage Assurance. Linkage was one of the most actively traded stocks by volume last couple of days on the NGX. So I'm wondering what's happening. So let's look at the numbers. Now, insurance numbers can be split into two. At this point, it's looking like I probably will have to do a separate video for LinkedIn. So that's not a problem. You can split insurance numbers into two. You have insurance service and then you have investment income. So most of the numbers I'm looking at are split that way, except you're looking at groups and all that. So year on year, insurance service income is up 48.4%, 750 million. Investment income is down 38% to 3.5 billion. It's a general trend you see in that space because you have lower FX gains. So these firms tend to make made a bit less compared to last year. All in all, profit of 1.7 billion, down 55%. So the numbers are pretty decent. In fact, the ideal thing to do is to actually strip, and maybe if I wish I had the time, but I don't. But it's definitely something I do from time to time. Ideally, what you need to do is strip away the FX gains from last year, and so that way you've normalized the numbers because that was a one-time event. So I'm sure if you strip away the FX gains, we probably would have what maybe, I mean, maybe you may still have lower year on year investment income, but then the numbers are more realistic. Stock is trading at what 8.8 times earnings, closed at 2 naira and 6 kobos. So, the broader table I have would show the price to book value numbers for all these companies. That's a much better way to value financial firms. So, yeah, earnings per share just doesn't cut it. I mean, you could use it, but that's not the most optimal way. So you should start from the optimal way. Moving on, Veritas Capital. Veritas used to be owned by Unity Bank, and I think it got bought out. If I recall correctly, yeah, it got bought out by a few investors. Now for Veritas, the numbers are much better. Insurance service result, that's essentially money you make from the insurance segment, up 141.9%. I wonder what drove that. Maybe I'll probably dive into it when I'm writing. I'm overdue writing, so I think I'll take Sunday to write. So 4.7 billion insurance service results, up 141% from last year. Investment income 1.8 billion, down, usual suspect, lower FX gains, but not too bad. So profit is what? Profit is down 30.6% to 3.5 billion. Stock closed Friday at 2 naira and 10 kobo. PE ratio 2, so not too expensive. What I quite like about the numbers is that the return on assets and return on equity of this firm are one of the highest of the 8 companies that I went through. So all in all, not bad numbers and all that. I think I'm not too sure. Maybe I tweeted about the numbers. Yeah, few months ago, I actually did a couple of tweets on this stock, but those were Q1 numbers. So maybe I need to go back to those. Royal Exchange. Royal Exchange is a firm I've been keeping an eye on because I've been seeing. It seems like you have some new investors taking position in the stock. Two people who I noticed. You have the Far East Mercantile Limited. I think those are a couple of Asians who are essentially, you could call them Asian Nigerians in my view, because they've done business in Nigeria for quite a while and spent a bunch of time here. So then you also had brilliant lawyer Anthony Idigbe, SAN. I think he took a position or raised his stake, but I saw his name pop up in the substantial shareholders section. So that's why I have this stock on my radar. And from a ROA, return on assets, and a return on equity perspective, numbers went bad. Now for them, the reportage you can see is slightly different. So I'm not doing net investment income, net insurance income. I simply took um, net income. And that's because Royal Exchange is a group. Now, if you dig through the H1 numbers, you can probably see the split across segment, but I didn't have time for that. And the core numbers I needed were the group numbers. So net income up 71.9% to 1.7 billion, 1.5 billion in profits for H1, up almost 100%. The stock is trading at 3.2 times earnings, so it's not pricey from an earnings perspective. Sunu Assurance. Sunu was one of the hottest stocks last year on the NGX. This year it's not so hot. Numbers are down. Net income, insurance service results is what? Let me cross check my numbers. Please bear with me. Uh, let's see. It's looking like this video is going to be extremely long. I hope not. Where do I go? Sunu. SUNU Q2. Let's see. I hope I didn't make a mistake. I don't think so. So I'm just trying to confirm the splits. If the split is the same, a usual insurance income split, investment income split, then you have your net income and all that. So we have the balance sheet. Let's see. Not bad. 26.8 billion in assets, 12.5 billion in liabilities. That gives me what? Equity of 14.2 billion. How many shares does Sunu have? Um, okay, so I was right. Insurance service results. Yeah, so that's should actually read insurance. So I'm actually correct. I just wanted to be sure that my numbers were correct. My headers. Um, so Sunu insurance service results 3.3 billion, up 1.78%. Now this is my challenge with insurance stocks, and I wish everybody was uniform. I mean, with the banks, it's easy. You have your interest income, your other income, or trading income, fee and commission income. So the lines are easier with banks. But some firms are using what? Insurance service results, insurance investment income, then the net. Some firms just pick. I really wish these firms would just be uniform. So insurance service result isn't bad. 1.7%, essentially flat, 3.3 billion. Net income is down. I suspect as always, as you've seen with the previous stocks, it's down due to lower FX gains. Profit is what? Down as well, 66% down from last year. The stock is what? Trading at close Friday at 2.39 kobo, trading at 6.2 times earnings. Now, for Coronation, the Coronation numbers are for the group. If you look at its financials, you have Coronation Group numbers on the left and then insurance numbers on the right. So I've taken the numbers for the group, and the distinction is important because um, if you look at the numbers for the insurance side made the profit, but the group recorded a slight loss. So the loss you're seeing here, it's actually should read loss, not profit. So it's a loss of 225 million compared to 6.2 billion profits made the same period. Insurance numbers are up. That's a big bounce for insurance numbers, up almost 1,000%. Investment income is down sharply, lower FX gains. So there was a slight loss, and when I wish I could had the time to go through the income statements, but the loss was due to a bit higher taxes. So if taxes income in just slightly higher, so I'm not too bothered. And you would notice because I didn't do the usual current price P ratio thing because the firm recorded a loss per share, and this is H1. It's possible that second half or remaining half of the year numbers will be a bit better. Cornerstone Insurance, pretty decent numbers. Insurance service numbers up 281%. Investment income numbers are down sharply. So I know if you see an 87% decline, that's because of lower FX gains. So normalize that, strip away the FX gains, and numbers are actually pretty decent. Maybe I'd see if I can write up tomorrow. I'm overdue a bunch of writing to be made. Profit down as well. So really, looking at these numbers, don't look at just the face value figures. Strip away the FX gains. This firm had over 20 something billion in FX gains. So if we strip away the FX gains, the numbers are probably would probably be up year on year. So that's very much important. Stock is trading at 9.7 times earnings. That's pricey. It's one of the priciest of the 8 companies that I went through. Am I done? Wow. Okay, yes. Now, these numbers don't look so clear, so let me go to my Excel sheet. I think that, yes, this should be a better read. Now, for Regency Alliance and Investor Insurance, I didn't bother going through in depth because they are yet to release audited FY24 numbers. So, we are 6 months into or 7 months into the 12 months calendar for these firms. We're here to get last year's audited numbers. We're here to get any numbers for this year. So, I have an under review view on this firm. Essentially, I'm not doing anything about them till those numbers are out. I think the next couple of weeks they will be out. Now, I'm sure for a lot of people, all this is just a bunch of grammar and numbers, and the question is, as much as I try, I just can't help it. I think a lot of people watch my content because they're looking for free, great research, and that's fine. I have a problem with that. But as always, I would say my work is not investment advice. It's just my views. Now, in my view, my views for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stocks. I have a hold recommendation for 5, a buy recommendation on Linkage, and Regency and Universal Insurance are under review because I'm yet to get their numbers. So even though I worked out valuations and everything, in fact, I have a peeve with Universal Insurance. The last unaudited numbers are illegible. Couldn't read anything. In fact, I'm tempted to maybe actually so that you guys can understand. I'll go online and show you those numbers. Not legible. I couldn't read income statement, so I can't. No, you can't analyze without your income statement. So as you can see here, the 2 key rows you need to have a view of. Current price. This was Friday. And then the book value price. So as you can all see, Linkage trading at book value of 2 naira and 90 kobo. Current price 2 naira and 6 kobo. So that's why I have a buy view on linkage. I think there's still some room to run. And the stock is trading at 0.7 times book value. So it's the cheapest actually by book value of all these stocks. Veritas, I have a hold view. I mean, Veritas is trading at what? 1.53 times book value. Book value is 1 naira and 36 kobo. The book value is seen is the line in blue. So, I mean, I have a hold view, but if you look at the returns on these firms, I mean, return on assets for Veritas, 8.63%, not bad. Return on equity, meaning essentially return on capital held by the firm, it's 18.97%. It's pretty decent. Even with banks, there are not many banks that are doing ROEs of high double digits like this. So I quite like Veritas numbers. I think this firm, I mean, numbers are decent, but it's kind of pricey. I mean, I wouldn't buy Veritas at this amount, because when you think of it, a custodian is trading at what, 1.2 times book value. So why wouldn't I deal with a custodian that's slightly cheaper and bigger balance sheet and all that? Royal Exchange, as I think this is a firm that will I say is in turnaround mode, or has been sluggish for a while, and new investors I think will spark life into it. So its price is 2.3 times book value. Would I buy? No, it's a hold in my view. But in terms of efficiency, return on assets, return on equity, both double digits, solid from that angle. But if you have all that, and it's just pricey, right? Sunu, last year's shiny stock, this year seems to be a bit tame. Um, Trading at 2 times book value, so it's a no, in my view. Coronation is a hold, even though you have negative return on assets and equity. It's a hold because uh, insurance unit is profitable, and so maybe I'll jump into the insurance numbers, or maybe not, because this video has had many numbers. Um, Insurance unit is profitable, and all that. So I think, well, one could wait to Q3 and let's see if there's a rebound to profitability. Cornerstone, solid numbers, solid firm. It's just prices trading at 1.6 times. I mean, literally all the insurance stocks are trading above book value. So the question you might ask is, do these numbers justify trading above book value? I mean, I don't think so, really, but it's sub book value, and that's why I have buy on linkage. I don't get it. Why? I have some more gist on linkage in the Spotify episode. That should be up 6. Linkage should go first 6, and then Veritas will be 6:15. Then the others that take my time to do. So these are my views on these firms. Regency, I mean, from a book value perspective, Regency kind of popped in the last couple of days. A few weeks ago, when I was doing my analysis, it was trading at either 70 or 80 naira kobo per share. So it's kind of popped. I like the numbers, but it's under review because I need to see your numbers for this year. I have seen no numbers for this year for Regency. Universal Insurance as well. Book value is what? 11.4 billion book value. I wish I had the market cap here. Maybe I should include that. So really, I mean, linkage is the only one that has a buy view in my mind and all that. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, my MTN folk. I promise stuff on MTN. You get it. Once I just do away with ticking all these boxes, all these firms, and I probably will get around to MTN. And who knows, I might decide to put an MTN video out. Never say never. Never can tell. So I'll catch you guys in the land of Spotify. Take care.